Welcome back to another episode in the expression, body, and somatic check ins, listening to my body and why that's right. And this one is going to be speaks and signals. So, we're going to map out some physical sensations with our body. Again, this is learning to just be aware of where we feel tired in our body, angry, sad, stressed, anxiety, all the feelings that we have, our body tells us before we sometimes think about it. So it's important side of things that we understand where we feel this in our body so that we can then slow our response time down if we need to. And that's if reaction is a problem for us. There are some situations where you go in and you have to react pretty quickly, but a lot of situations, a lot of texts, a lot of emails we have the ability to slow down and pause and either get up and take a break to tell the person face to face you need time to process, and take a little bit before we react and we respond. So, why do we start with a body map? Well, depression pulls you into numbness or heaviness. It can feel like your body disappears into the background, just a vehicle that your brain is driving around. But the truth is, your body is constantly giving you messages about your needs. And the problem is, we're used to pushing through or ignoring those cues, you stop hearing them. So think about when you push your feelings down in whatever capacity. Well, if we're going to push them down, we're going to probably push our body sensations down as well. And then when our body gives us those cues, we're so used to ignoring them, we're not paying attention anymore. And our body sensations are so important for us. And so that's where mapping physical sensations comes in. It's not about diagnosing or fixing, it's about building a simple map of what's happening in your body right now so you can start listening with some clarity. So, where do we start? And begin with your body speaks and signals. Well, the body scan, that's the gentle start that we can do. So, find a position, whether you're sitting, laying down, or standing. Slowly bring your attention to your head and then work your way down to your toes. And ask yourself these questions. Do I notice any heaviness, any tightness or tingling, warmth or coolness in certain areas? Do I feel light and open anywhere? You might notice or you might not, and that's okay. Even just trying to build awareness over time is going to be helpful for you. And truly, it is just a place to start. So, here's a tip. Imagine you're using a flashlight to check on each body. And this scan can be done at any time of the day you want to do it. It can be done when you first wake up or when you go to bed, or even in the middle of a lunch day. And again, this is just to get us prepared and to start really thinking about where do I feel my emotions in my body. And this is to prepare us so we don't overreact, so we can learn how to pause when our body gives us our first cues. So, where do we go from here on your body speaks and well, we're going to record what we notice so we can kind of have a track record here for ourselves. So use a journal, a notes app, or even a quick memo to record your observations. Don't worry about the right or wrong language, of course. Use whatever words make sense to you. Examples are my shoulders feel like bricks, my stomach is fluttery, my legs feel like they're made of sand. Try doing this at different times of the day, midday and evening, to notice how sensations shift, right? Like mornings, we might be a little bit more tired, kind of groggy from waking up, so we can focus on that. Where do I feel tired? Where do I feel groggy? Do I feel open in certain areas? Lunch, maybe midday, busy from work and kind of hectic, maybe stressed. It's another great time because now you're somewhere different in your headspace and in your body, and you might notice different things. And then, of course, at the end of the day, it's great too because we're maybe just trying to breathe everything out and relax, and we focus on where can I relax in my body? Where do I feel relaxation? Or am I still so tense from the day, from the stress or whatever else has gone on? So where do we go next here when it comes to your body speaks and signals? Well, why does mapping help us? Sensations are like emotional fingerprints, your body's unique way of showing you how you're doing something or things. And over time, you might notice some patterns: jaw tightness when you're anxious, heaviness in your chest when you're sad, and restlessness in your legs when you're overstimulated. And mapping these patterns help you respond sooner before emotions fully take over. So think about it. When you're anxious, if your jaw tightens or your stomach, you get fluttery or your heart rate increases, when we start mapping this out, recording it or writing it down, we kind of get an overall picture of how that emotion shows up for us. So then if we're in a scenario where anxiety is taking place for us, and we normally overreact when we're really anxious, this way we can understand, oh, there's something going on in my stomach, or my jaw is starting to feel tight. I know that something's going to happen. And sometimes it's just going to be that you notice the little things and you still overreact, right? Because we haven't quite slowed down enough. But if we notice the little things over time, over and over again, then we can kind of pull ourselves out of that. That's what we want to get to. And notice that, okay, I'm going to feel anxious. Maybe I need to take some deep breaths here. Maybe I need to take a pause and walk. Maybe I just need to think about this logically and start implementing some tools to help us. And then from there, we go on to hopefully communicate better and respond in a healthier way for ourselves. So we can reframe this as well. I'm not overreacting. My body is telling me something important. And if you can start doing this, you'll be ahead of so many people. I see a lot of teens and kids, and this is what I tell them. When you start to notice your body, notice your emotions, start to change how you react to that stuff, and start communicating effectively and regulating your emotions better, you are going to really be farther ahead than a lot of adults out there who are still do not understand their own body sensations. So this is a really great tool to start utilizing. So let's wrap up and recap. So from map to meaning. Every time you map your sensations, you're deepening your relationship with your body. You're saying, I hear you and I'm paying attention. And in depression, that's a really radical act of self-care. And you think about it, not because it's something, out there, like nobody's ever heard of it before, but when we're stuck in depression, really bad, and we're isolating and we're having a hard time changing it, these are just the small steps we can start to do to hopefully turn the tide, I guess you could say, or start going into healthier behavior so we can start changing and living that life that we want to live. In the next episode, we'll talk about one of the biggest cues your body can send you, fatigue, and how to understand it as communication and not as failure. Until then, try mapping your sensations at least once a day. Every 30 seconds of awareness can start to change the way you care for yourself. So here we are at the comment section. It's your turn to comment on anything throughout the video, on anything with depression in your life, really any aspect or any heavy other emotion that you may have. And if you're struggling with what to even comment on, why don't we start with, have you done a simple body scan before? And maybe that can help you. And so if this video has resonated with you today, take a breath before you go, let what you heard settle in, and you're not alone on this journey. And you never have to do it all at once. If you're feeling like this video so more people can find it, subscribe for new content every week and every day, and tiny steps, real talk, and honest healing. And if you come this far, then you get to hear me talk about the journals I created. There's an anxiety journal, a self-discovery, self-discipline, and a self-love journal, a beach-themed journal with 12 areas that have to do with lives and beach things to fill out with journal prompts. And really, these journals are to go hand in hand with these videos to kind of just help us build your life skills for ourselves. And of course, there'll be more journals to come. And then there's a children's book where your children have bravery, courage, and their spark. And then, of course, in the back of the book, there's worksheets for them too. They may need your help with these, but this can help them learn where their own bravery comes from, courage comes from, and their own spark comes from. And really, that hopefully helps to build in them the ability to understand that what we have for those hard times really comes from within us. And I think that's super important to remember. So again, thank you for your time and for watching this video, and please share with anybody that you think may need it.